Hello, everyone. We're so excited to welcome you to our weekly webinar. We are back again. Joined by me is Danica. Danica, would love to know a little bit about you. Where are you calling in from today?
Perfect. Hi, Wasir. Thank you, everybody, for
Hi.
joining us. My name's Danica. I work on the sales team at vFairs. So we're very excited to have you today. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I'm based in London, Wasif, and I believe Wasif
Nice.
is in Canada.
Yeah.
So we are both on the sales team at vFairs, and today I will be your host, and Wasif is going to be demoing our lovely products for our event landing pages, our event registration forms, and our event ticketing services. So thank you for joining us. If you have any questions at all, please pop them in the chat. We have our lovely colleague Candice in the chat today to assist you. And like I mentioned, any questions you've got, please pop them in there, and Wasif will be happy to answer those questions live for you today. We will be hopefully giving away a giveaway prize at the end of the call as well. Ooh. So please do stick around till the end where we will be announcing today's winner. And that's it really. Over to you, Wasif, with today's demo.
Thank you, Danica, and thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Wasif. I'll be showing you our platform, all about registrations, ticketing, and as you have any questions, feel free to let us know, comment in the chat. We'd love to assist you further. Well, we'll get started. And the first thing that I want to talk about was when you're setting up an event, what you're really looking for, right? So the objective of your conference, who's going to be attending it, how do you want that to display, different options of how that can look like for your audience. We have tons of different examples to show to you of how it all works. Let's deep dive into it and see what we have today. So what I have over here is a quick overview, and then we'll deep dive and actually show you some live events that I have for you. Here you'll be able to see options for branded landing pages and event websites. So that's your own microsite that you would have. You have registration, there's ticketing, options for payments, promo codes, early birds, all those kinds of options. And then once you've registered, email workflows, integrations that you want to do, connect with your CRM maybe, or connect with one of your modules that you regularly use. And our new shiny option is having the open AI. So I'm going to show you how to actually set up an event using AI and make the content from our platform. And then as you have registrations, attendee management, and event analytics. So we've got lots to cover and it'll be an exciting ride. So let's get started. So the first one would be where you have a whole the catalog of options. You can now completely customize it too, but we do have options where you can choose like a nice design based on your brand colors. You can brand it, have different details there. Click on any one of these and see what that looks like. What kind of approach would you like to show? We've seen so many different examples where there's either a video, there's different kinds of content on this first page, and this image that you see right here is where you essentially get most of your eyeballs, right? So a lot of people are going to be looking at this, and it really depends how you'd like to display this. You can choose to have videos. You can choose to have them play automatically as you're jumping in. As we scroll down, you can see a live agenda, add to calendar. So lots of options of how you want to do that. And then for the speakers, we always want to give them that visibility, right? So you can have their details displayed. So lots of options. Once you click onto it, you can customize it to have a bio or information. And then we can't forget our sponsors, right? So we always have options for that. So you can choose to have different layouts and designs, choose to have platinum sponsors, signature sponsors, so different ones that can show accordingly for you. Now, once you're about to also see details and you're about to book, there's a registration form. And accordingly, you can choose to have this in different tiers. So you can choose to have details like your name, email, and fully customizable fields. And over here, let's say Danica was looking to purchase a ticket. We can choose to have different plans, right? So let me just go over here. We can make it very easy for the attendees to see as well. You get a different option, $50 for online access, or another one for, with more options. So you can completely customize this as you'd like to have that here. Now, once I click on any one of these plans, it will automatically pre-populate what I've chosen, and I can add my details. Let me just fill them in, and accordingly, I can fill out my options. Now we have conditional logic too. So if you'd like to say, okay, that if an attendee, or if, let's say, we'll also look at a career fair, right? So if there's a candidate or there's a trade show attendee and they choose a certain option, we can provide other list of options to appear as they select that. So we can have conditional logic, options to have restricted access for different areas, session level registration, joining a wait list. There's a lot of options of how you want to use the platform. And then as we move forward, we also have options for capturing group registrations. So over here, you'd be able to see different options and I'll show you different designs as well. I keep switching. So here you're able to see details such as, options for adding more people. So I can say I'm registering more attendees. And this comes very useful, especially when we see institutions registering, students maybe, or colleagues, someone as a team is registering everyone else. We have options to even save that information, because naturally, as you're capturing a lot, that's there. Um, you can choose to add information later. You can also add details over here too. So of each individual, you can add their email address, their details, and it simply goes to their email. Each person gets their own confirmation as well. So lots of different options of how we have that there. Now, as you're attending events in person, or you want to assist them, we also have options for capturing any dietary restrictions, any meal plans or options. And then we can also link options for hotel or flight bookings that you might want to also assist your attendees, that it can accordingly take you to a website that you'd have where you can make your bookings. So multiple options that are there, so you can customize it. And then as you're registering as an attendee, sometimes people want to opt out of sharing all their information. So based on data privacy, we do have that as well. You can accordingly opt out and then proceed to payment or register. Payments, typically we do an integration as well with lots of payment gateways such as PayPal or Stripe, Moyasar, Paygate. So there are multiple ones, recent ones that are TouchNet or others that we are also working with. So that makes the process very easy. So you're registering here right now. As soon as you select here, it would take you to the payment, you add your card details, and then you would just book. So that's the registration process that would be from this page. And Danica, any questions so far that we're getting in the chat?
Yeah, we've got a couple, Wasif.
Okay.
First is, can we review the attendees who register? So before the event, as the organizer, can you review the registers?
Absolutely. So what we can do is that once, let's say I did the registration right now, it would take that information to our dashboard. You can go over there and you can review their information and accordingly approve them or register them as inactive or decline the registration if you choose to. Yep.
Perfect, thank you. The other question we have is regarding the landing page, going back to the beginning. Can we use our own landing page, but with your registration form?
Sure. So we do have options for that you can choose to have, your data hosted and you have your own landing page. Simply, we would have a link here that you would click on. That would be the registration form, right? This one. So you can use that and accordingly capture registrations using the vFairs platform. And accordingly, over here, we do have help. So if anyone has questions, as you're, as you're registering yourself, or you have events generally on the platform or on the event itself, so you can see on the left bottom corner of my screen, there's a support widget button. So there's a live human that's available 24/7, 365 days on the vFairs platform for all events. And over here, you can accordingly just add your details and ask a question. For each event, we also have a dedicated email address. So on the right top corner, you'll see need technical assistance, that one, and that's a dedicated email address for your event. We assign a dedicated project manager and a customer success manager who accordingly are managing this email address, and they can assist you right away. Now, some requests that we do also get as we're building the pages are for branding it. So we have full options to completely brand it based on what you like. We have options for having it mobile responsive that appears on a mobile screen. We have also options to have this on a mobile app, that the platform itself would be on the mobile app too. And then the website would, of course, show in your browser. And as we work with different organizations, we get a lot of requests for accessibility. So vFairs is fully compliant with WCAG, as well as ADA compliant. We also have options to add any accessibility widgets if you'd like to have that too. Now, just moving forward, we discuss registrations for, let's say, attendees, but there are different formats of how that works. Now, we also have exhibitors, right, that might have their own booth, their own stand. It could be in person, it could be online, like a virtual booth that you choose to have. I wanted to show you this one too. So I have this form up here, which you can see, where you can accordingly sell your different booths. So let's say there's one with 3 images, 5 or 6. It could be a bronze, gold, and platinum. And one of the unique points of vFairs is that as you're setting up a booth, you can choose to add limits to the services that you're providing. So this one, as you see, has less images. It has a limited number of seats that you can provide. You can add a limit on the number of video uploads or documents, and you can choose to upscale that as you like. So from an organizer perspective, you can really show value for money as you'd have different kinds of booths, and you'd give them more options to really push their visibility there. There are also options to have branding and sponsor emails sent out. So there's a whole lot of options of how you can really project a sponsor. That it could be through emailers, it could be through SMS updates, it could be through marketing plans that we have, email automation that you can use from our dashboard. Lots of options, and the best part is you can share analytics, so you can let people know that this is let your exhibitors know that this is what you can sign up for, and here's what kind of returns you can get. Now, moving forward, you can also accordingly customize these fields. You can have different details displayed here, and similar to the way that we were reviewing an attendee as a registered, you'd have that same as well for the exhibitors. And you would press register. We'd have an option to capture the registration as well. Now, a common case that we also get, and moving a bit further from what we're discussing right now, is also where we have registrations for career fairs. And in this case, you can choose to have different kinds of questions. So what's your current experience? Or which industry are you from? Or what kind of position you're looking for? Um, and accordingly, the level of education, if you are eligible to work in country so and so, upload your resume, add your LinkedIn. So there are lots of options of how you can capture this information for your career fairs. This is especially useful for any HR managers, or accordingly for universities as they're looking to also have their students fill in their information. So multiple options on this that we would have to. And over here, you'll be also able to similarly have an employee registration form, so different companies can sign up for that fair. And accordingly, you can change content. Now, this piece is where you can either make your own content, or the other would be that you can really, you know, make this nice and colorful. As you can see that they've really, changed the colors, making it very easy on the eyes. This one is orange, this one is white. So these are very subtle things, but it really, makes that difference, shows me that there's different topics that are being discussed. So the eventual UX is really nice to look at and very easy to absorb. So, and you can accordingly see different options, and we have our team there to assist you on what we've seen is a really nice design, and we have lots of options that we can share with you. And the next part would be more on setting it up as well. Danica, any thoughts from you so far?
Yes, we've just got a couple of questions again. So one would
Okay.
be on the day of the event, can a attendee still register for the event on the day of?
Of course. So we do get a lot of registrations on the day of the event or even during the event. All you have to do is simply go to the same registration form, sign up. You'll immediately get an email confirming that you've been registered, you're good to go, and you can click here and log into the platform.
Great. Thank you. And the last question on that section is, can the analytics provided to the exhibitors be limited to what type of sponsor they are? So if they're a gold sponsor, can they receive more analytics than a silver sponsor, for instance?
Absolutely. So we have options to segments in our reporting option in reporting dashboard where you can choose different booths and you can choose to provide their level of data that they would need. So we can provide data on the number of clicks they had, the number of chat interactions, networkings that they had, number of people who visited their booth, and then you can choose to provide limits on what kind of information you'd like to share as well. So there are lots of options of how we can do that. We give you access to a dashboard where you are able to access all reports by yourself and accordingly also filter out data that can be shown to exhibitors. Now, as you're also moving forward, so we have options where we can help you create this content as you see on the landing page. So over here, as I go to the dashboard, we have our integration with the AI assistant, which is with ChatGPT. Here you can see lots of different options for email marketing or webinar summary, notifications. Our recent integration is with reporting, so we can also use that. But you can catch that on another webinar where we'll go more of that in detail. Here you'll be able to see AI for a landing page, and I can simply select what details I'd like to mention. I can choose event details or page full type, and I can mention details. So events in September, theme, annual conference. And I can simply click on generate. And what it'll do is because it's connected with your event, it has that content already. So the AI will accordingly read that and it will generate that content very quickly for you to see. As you make it more personalized, more detailed, you'll get lots of nice content that you can use. Makes it very easy to generate as well. And you can use it for FAQs, to highlight features, or for the full landing page as well. So it shortens that time. You can make the landing page on your own very quickly. You have the content, you have the design, and you're good to go. So those options would be there as well. Now, just going back to our slide, here we have options for email workflows. And I wanted to talk about this one as we get a lot of requests for these that you want to send out maybe custom emails to different people. You want to segment it. So a different kind of email for a speaker or a different kind of email for someone who signed up for an abstract submission, or someone who's a candidate or a trade show exhibitor, an alumni who's attending an event. So different options of based on your audience that you can segment. You can send different kinds of information, reminders, as well as sponsored updates and marketing and promotions that you have. Um, accordingly, once you've registered, we send out a nice confirmation email that says, hey, we've got your registration and we're looking forward to seeing you there. So lots of options of how that can be. And to make it simple, we also have options for a direct login link. So without having to log in anywhere, you just click on that link and you're able to log into the platform. So different options to customize as you'd like. And as we're coming to maybe one final point that I had, that would be more on analytics that I wanted to discuss with you all. So over here, you'd be able to see a nice dashboard where you have this, that we're able to measure that success, right? So you're able to see how many people have registered so far, and you get this real time. So the beauty of that is that as it's coming in, you're seeing it right away. You're able to screen them if you want to. You're able to see their activity, see what they've filled out, and then accordingly, as you're capturing payments, we do connect with PayPal, Stripe, or other platforms. You're able to also track those payments coming in. So those options are also there that you would have. Here you'd be able to see the dashboard where you're able to see different options. You have options for accessing those modules and those details for your ease of access. This would complete the part for the demo. So just to recap, what we covered was more on the branded landing pages, event websites. We saw the registration, options for ticketing, payment methods, and then you send out emails, different segments, lots of integration with CRMs, with your SSO, single sign-on, ChatGPT integrations, managing your attendees, and eventually finding out the ROI with the event analytics. Over to you, Danica, and thank you everyone for listening to me today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Wasif. We just have one last question in the chat and then I'll wrap everything up. So the question is, do you take a percentage of the ticket sales?
So we're one of the few platforms that don't. We essentially just have an integration fee, and accordingly, any transactions that do happen are with you and the payment provider.
Amazing. Great. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the demo today, Wasif. It was amazing. If you would like to go in a bit more depth about any of the points that Wasif went over today on our demos, whether it's you've got a question on landing pages or just on ticketing, registration, anything of the sort, then do feel free to reach out to myself or Wasif on LinkedIn, connect with us and we can book you in a demo. Candice has dropped in the link in the chat to also book a demo directly from our website. So we can jump, there's a lot more features to what vFairs is as well. So this is just a short snippet of the landing page, event registration and ticketing. There's so much more to it as well. So we do hybrid events, in-person offerings and virtual. So if you'd like to book in a demo, feel free to do so and we will be more than happy to go in a lot more depth and talk about your events in particular. Today's giveaway is a $200 off your first event with vFairs. So that's an amazing prize. Candice will be reaching out to our winner today on LinkedIn, so do look out in your inbox if you are today's winner. And today's recording is also going to be on our YouTube channel, so please feel free to find our vFairs YouTube channel and subscribe. And all our previous demos are on there and our upcoming ones will be also. We have the demo every Wednesday at the same time. So yeah, we thank you again for joining us. Feel free to share any recordings with any of your colleagues or connections that you may feel will benefit from any of our offerings. And yeah, we will be happy to chat further with you. And we also look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place for our next demo. So thank you so much, Wasif.
Thank you, Danica, and thank you everyone for joining. We'll see you next week.